My name is John Andoh. I'm the Executive Director and CEO of the Central Midlands Regional Transit Authority in Columbia, South Carolina. And today I want to just share with you with some of the innovations that we're doing at the COMET. We are focused on being a mobility manager and trying to think beyond a public transit agency. And we're doing a lot of items and services to help us in achieving that mission. Can everybody see my presentation? Yep, all right, I'll get started. So a little bit about us. We are officially known as the Central Midlands Regional Transit Authority. We go by the brand name of the COMET. We were created in 2000 as a regional transportation authority in South Carolina. The governments in Richland and Lexington counties, along with the city of Forest Acres and Columbia, signed an intergovernmental agreement, which was updated in 2013, which gives us the powers to provide public transportation services in those counties. We can also provide services in Newberry and Fairfield counties. However, they have not opted to participate in the authority at this time. We're one of the last transit agencies to assume services from a private utility. We were able to assume those services in October of 2002. This is the COMET system. We have 30 fixed routes, 4 soda cap connector routes that operate in downtown Columbia, Casey, and West Columbia, 5 reflex routes, which are a deviated fixed route service in the rural areas, 12 U of SC transit routes. We just recently started providing the shuttle services on the U of SC campus. We have a van pool program for commuters that live in outlying areas commuting to jobs. We provide 8 bike share stations in downtown Columbia. We have a program with Lyft and Uber where we provide a $5 subsidy to transport people to grocery stores and for nighttime transportation. And then we also operate a paratransit service for seniors and persons with disabilities known as DART. We have a fleet of 83 buses, trolleys, and vans. In fiscal year 2019, we carried 2.8 million passenger trips. Because of COVID, in fiscal year 2020, we declined to 2.4 million passenger trips between all of our various services and modes. Our buses are very festive and colorful. We have Wi-Fi, automatic vehicle locator. We have a COMET card, smart card, security cameras, cell phone chargers, a departure board to tell people when buses are departing from either COMET Central or some of our super stops throughout the service area. So our first innovation is called the COMET On The Go. We created this program to tackle transportation challenges in the COMET service area. Within COMET On The Go, we have COMET at Night and COMET to the Market. We provide a $8 subsidy for people who utilize either of those programs. We also have the ability for people who are in mobility devices or don't have access to a smartphone to use our Wave service. And we want to ensure that we're being equitable for those that are unbanked or just can't use the Uber, Lyft services for whatever reason. And our budget to do these programs is approximately $300,000. So starting with COMET at Night, that service is from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. It is anywhere where we have the COMET fixed route service in our service area. Previously, we had 12 bus routes that ran until 1 in the morning. That cost us $335,000 to operate with less than 1.5 passengers per hour. By switching to this partnership with Lyft and Uber, we're now doing this for approximately $75,000, and we're carrying more passengers. And in order to access the program, you have to get the code on the bus. So it's treated as an extension of the transit system, and the code changes monthly. So we're encouraging people to make sure that they're using our transit system before they have access to this nighttime program. Average response time to get an Uber or a Lyft at night ranges from 12 to 20 minutes. COMET to the Market is one of our newest innovations where we're trying to help connect people to fresh produce and fresh meats. In the Columbia metropolitan area, there's significant food deserts, and as a result, there's equity access for people trying to get to produce store or fresh food supermarkets. So with the partnership with Lyft and Uber, another $75,000 budget, we have geo-fenced the entire service area where there's food, where the food deserts exist based on South Carolina Department of Environmental and Health Control designation. And we allow people in those food desert areas to get an Uber or Lyft ride to their nearest or whatever grocery store they elect to go to. We give them 2 trips a week between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. during the hours of most grocery stores. The grocery stores are geo-fenced in Lyft and Uber so that people can just select one of those grocery stores as long as they're in the geo-fenced food desert area to access those grocery stores. This gives you a perspective of what you would see on the Lyft and Uber map, the COMET On The Go service area, and then the red areas on the food desert map are the actual food deserts in the Columbia metropolitan area. This program is very helpful because it eliminates the barriers for those that are have difficulties getting to the grocery store or even trying to maneuver the COMET system to do so. Imagine being a single parent with 1 or 2 children, trying to ride 3 different buses with a stroller and trying to carry 4 or 5 grocery bags at the same time. COMET On The Go allows them to get a direct shot from their neighborhood to the grocery store and back. One of the few transit systems to actually have a bike share system. And we're also one of the few transit systems that actually integrates the bike share system into the public transit system. We have Blue Bike in downtown Columbia. We funded our stations with Federal Transit Administration funds as associate transit enhancements. Out of the 18 stations, we actually own 8 of them. Our title sponsor owns the balance. COMET riders can actually use Blue Bike free of charge. They can just get a code from our bus operator, and they can actually use it as an extension of the transit system, first and last mile. We invested $200,000 into this program. And then we have a contractor by the name of B. Wiegand that actually operates and maintains the bicycles. You can also use COMET Card, which is an integration into the kiosk or on the bicycles to also unlock bikes. For the unbanked and those that don't have access to a smartphone, we have gift cards with the Visa and MasterCard logo available at COMET Central that people can purchase with like $10 or $25 on them. And we have staff on hand that can help people on how to access the Blue Bike network. This gives you an idea of where all the stations are. The purple stations are the COMET-owned stations. The blue stations are the ones sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield. The actual radius of the Blue Bike system is about a 5-mile bubble in the downtown area. We are getting ready to engage a regional bike share study to include the cities of West Columbia, Casey, and the town of Springdale to potentially expand Blue Bike into those areas so we have a true regional system. The COMET Van Pool is our commuting program for those that want to commute from their neighborhood areas where we don't have COMET service to employer sites. Presently, we have 14 vans in operation and we budgeted 20. The program really took off last fiscal year. We cover the first $500 of the cost of the van, and then the members of the group splits the difference. We use JARC funding through 5307 to cover the subsidy costs, and the vehicles are being used as in kind. And anybody can use the COMET Van Pool. They just need to coordinate that with Commute by Enterprise, and we'll pay for the van pool, that $500, as long as the origin or destination is in Richland or Lexington counties. So if you originate the van in Columbia and choose to commute to Charleston, we'll still pay that van, for instance. We are working in partnership with the City of Columbia to introduce micromobility in downtown Columbia. And we're looking at doing a pilot ordinance. Right now it's going to focus on scooters, and then we'll look into dockless bicycles. And we're going to look at placing these scooters at the COMET bus stops in the downtown area. And then as part of the ordinance, it would require that the vendors that elect to participate in this program to ensure that COMET riders have free access to the scooters, similar to what we do with Blue Bike. So it'd be like probably 30 or 45 minutes of unlimited riding time as a way to act as another first and last mile connection between the COMET system and the ultimate destination of where the users would want to go. And we're going to look at creating these zones so that people could return the scooters to these zones in a proper manner so we don't have urban clutter with scooters and ultimately dockless bicycles should we elect to add those. We recently started to get into the market of transporting seniors and persons with disabilities beyond our complimentary ADA paratransit program. And just 2 weeks ago, we launched V-Trip, our volunteer transportation program, and pickup program, which is known as PUP. It's available for seniors 65 and older and persons within the Columbia urbanized area. We would reimburse, now it's at 56 cents per mile, up to 100 miles per month. The senior just needs to find a friend and have that friend drive them to wherever they need to go. The pickup program is where we give them a $50 subsidy for the use on a taxi cab, Lyft, or Uber within the Columbia urbanized area, and they actually get a COMET branded credit card with the Visa logo, which is only allowable for people to use it on those type of modes. The service is available 24 hours a day. We use Section 5310 funding to cover the subsidy costs of this program. And it's just another way to help seniors and persons with disabilities get around the Columbia urbanized area if the COMET system is not effective for them, or if they're not eligible for DART because they don't have a disability that prevents them from using the COMET system. Our upcoming programs that we're getting ready to launch, we're in partnership with Transit and Move It, and we're going to be launching a mobility as a service app where you'll be able to trip plan, use our AVL system, and get bus information in real time. You'll also be able to plan your trip on the COMET system, reserve a Lyft or Uber vehicle, be able to unlock a blue bike, and hopefully as we get micromobility on site, you'll be able to have access to unlocking scooters through the Lyft or Uber platform. We're also getting ready to experiment with microtransit, and we're going to do basically some zones in areas where it doesn't make sense for us to run fixed route or deviated fixed route transit, and allow people to basically connect to the COMET system at a super stop. And depending on how that pilot works, will determine the future success or what appropriate mode of transit we would put in those areas. This just gives you a picture of some of the items of some of the services we have at the COMET, our bikes, our Lyft Uber partnership, our Soda Cap connector. That's one of our riders on the semi-seat in a downtown Columbia shelter. These are our branding that we have on our vehicles. A very colorful fleet in Columbia. And the reason why we did that was we wanted to attract people to using public transit and let people know that public transit is fun and festive. That's our trolley, our new bus shelter designs that we've been building throughout our service area, and the integration between the COMET and our blue bike system. My contact information is above if you want to talk, if you have questions on how we've implemented these innovations, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if there are any.